Come on in, guys, and take a seat. My name is Nurse Bri. I am a family nurse practitioner in the Central Texas area, and I'm also a proud owner of a med spa called Omera Chanel. However, I didn't always have it like that. So, a quick little overview: I was a homeless teen mom at the age of 16, sleeping in a car. Got my GED, worked myself up to now I'm a family nurse practitioner with a master's degree. On this episode of Nurse Bri Chronicles, which is going to be a two-part series on COVID, I want to talk about how COVID impacted others, plus how it impacted me. So let's start with you guys. How did COVID impact you? Well, not only did it impact America, it was named by WHO, the World Health Organization, as a global pandemic. Not that it affected one county, one city, one country. Or should I say it the other way? One city, one county, one state, one country. It started out impacting 114 countries and then spread globally. So, how did I get involved with COVID? At that time, I was a registered nurse. I had my bachelor's degree. I was a director of nursing. Scary moment. All my residents. Let's go back a little bit. I was a director of nursing. Let's talk about what a director of nursing is first, because some people is like, well, that could be a director of clinicals, which is what it's called in the hospital. And a director of nursing is what it's called in a skilled facility or a nursing home. So you are the head person in charge. Like, you run the whole building. Yes, little old me, the 16-year-old homeless mom, teen mom, stress that, teen mom, was running a whole building. What's that acronym you guys say? The HBIC. Yeah, that was me. That was me. I had like 40 employees under me. So what made me leave that sweet gig job? Because some people, that's what they work their lives up to. You know, they work their lives up to do management. They get to nurse management. They decide, don't want to do anything else. My facility at the time, we worked our way up from a 1.5 star all the way to a 5-star rating nationally. I'm talking about Medicare money, real money, federal money. We were doing amazing. It was like a well-oiled machine. So I decided I wanted to further my education. I guess that'd be a better way of saying it. I wanted to further my education, and I felt like being at that facility over 14 hours a day, that wasn't going to cut. How was I going to be able to do clinicals? So I kept debating with myself for 6 months straight, from June all the way until December. Well, really more like May, probably April. Let's just say a whole year I was debating with myself. Should I leave? Should I stay? I knew my clinicals was coming up. How do I do this? So me leaving had nothing truly to do with COVID. Let's get this correct. I did not run from my DON job because of COVID. Let's make that clear. Because a lot of people say, oh, it got too hectic for her, so she left. No. So in November in my facility, people were getting sick. I was still in that building 14 to 16 hours a day. I missed holidays because I was in that building making sure that the staffing was there. Guess what? I was part of the staffing. I was one of those director nurses that actually got a cart, got on the floor, and I attended to patients. I know a few that will not even think about doing that. But I was the one that I'm not going to only tell you what to do. I'm going to show you what I can do as well. That's how I gained the respect of my staff. So November, my patients started getting sick. They started saying, oh no, it's just a super bug that we have going on. Okay, a super bug. That's okay. Neither here or there. So multiple people kept getting sick. Multiple. Then my employees started getting sick. And at the same time, remember, I'm in nurse practitioner school. I'm still going to school a full day on Tuesdays, supplementing my time at work by working on Saturday and Sundays. I had no me time, no Bri time, no nada. What was me time back then? I had none of that. So I kept talking to my husband. My husband said, man, this is really taking a toll on you. You may need to leave. No. I've been with this company since 2006. There's no way I'm going to leave this company. There's no way. I'm going to figure it out. Brienne always figures it out. So December comes. I am driving home from school. Mind you, I've been there all day. I even went to a little town in Texas called Cedar Park to go and get my lab coat, my lovely lab coat. Look, we happen to have it right here. Go get my lovely lab coat. And having to get the fitting, getting my embroidery. I'm so excited. I'm about to start the second year. I'm about to go into clinicals, y'all. Do you hear me? Even though I haven't found a clinical site yet, but I'm about to go into clinicals, right? I'm about to go into clinicals. I got faith. I'm about to go into clinicals. And I get a call. It was the administrator. Now, mind this building ran so good, I didn't have an assistant at the time. He says, guess what? We need you in the building. I'm like, you need me in the building? It's like 7, 8 o'clock at night. I'm on my way coming from Cedar Park to Killeen, which is about a 35 to an hour drive, depending on if you hit that Austin traffic. And if you know about Austin, you know. Right? Probably why people don't drive in New York. But if you know about the traffic. So I'm going and I say, no, there's no way. The schedule was fully staffed. Well, guess what? I didn't think about call outs. So guess what? I had to drive after being at school all day, doing my lab coat fitting, go to work. But you would think the next day, right? This is a Tuesday. Wednesday, Brienne would be off. No. Brienne had to work over, do the morning meetings. And then Brienne got off at about 12. I told myself, I said, enough is enough. This is too much. I love my patients. I love my staff. But you got to come to a point in your life when you love yourself more. So I put in my notice. I put my notice in. Took me about 2 weeks to put my notice in. So I figured, okay, it's December. Let me give them a 60-day notice. 60 days. Okay, 60 days ain't bad. Let's give 60. Let me tell y'all something. Not to talk about nobody, not to throw nobody under the bus. Now, y'all heard me say I work for this company since 2006, right? CNA all the way up to DON. Why did I get a phone call? It's my colleague at another building. She says, girl, what happened? What do you mean what happened? Are you okay? What do you mean? Am I okay? I'm fine. I'm getting ready, to do my war meeting. I'm fine. War is your weekly at-risk assessment meeting that you do on all your patients. Anybody that's new coming into the building, anybody that lost weight, anybody that has a wound. This is how you keep your systems in check as a director of nursing. This is why my building ran so good, because I made sure I did all the meetings I was supposed to do and a little bit above and beyond. And I had an amazing, I'm going to cuss, hell of a team to back me up. But when I started, I had nobody. But hey, we worked our way up. She says, your job is posted. No, not my job. I just talked to them this morning. So I'm going to go a little bit off the grid and I'm going to tell you guys this. Remember, a job is a job. We work ourselves to get to a certain point. But when I tell you the disloyalty hit my bone, it hit the bottom of my soul so bad that I said, I cannot believe I worked for this company from a CNA and LVN, did every part of management that you can possibly do. I sat there and got to the top of the mountain, gave them a 5-star facility. You didn't have a 5-star facility, 2.5 hours up the I-35 corridor. Yeah, I'm super amp about this. You would have to get all the way to Dallas, all the way to San Antonio in order to get another 5-star facility. And in our company at that time of, let's say, 40 plus buildings, there was only 2 and I was one of them. And they posted my job by noon. So you think that, oh, they don't need me. No, they're not. They're going to replace you. So mental health moment. If you know that you were having burnouts, make sure that you take care of yourself first. If you know that you're having these health problems, like I've seen a lot of my CNAs, a lot of my nurses, they have high blood pressure, they have COPD, and they're working themselves to the bones. And they're like, I just got to get through this shift. No, girl, you got to go to the hospital. Because if you lay dead on that floor, you know what they're going to do? Roll your body over and find somebody else. That's why you got to have that work-life balance. So that's when it dawned on me, girl, it's time to go. You know how that felt like? That felt like finding out your man cheated on you. Or finding out that your kid was being disloyal with you to the daddy or something. You know, sometimes, you want to be considered that kid's favorite. But when that kid said, nah, mama, like Carlitos, nah, mama, daddy got it this time. What? That's how I felt. So I decided, yep, Bri, it's time to go. It's time to go. Instead of you giving that 60, let's go ahead and break that bad boy down to 45. So my exit date was February the 2nd. Now, how good did this building run? We didn't have no tags. Baby, I was teaching people how to do what I was doing. People would call me and say, how are you able to manage it? Well, let me tell you something. My good old mentor at that time, Miss Judy, when she offered me the job, I didn't want to take it. She told me, hey, I got your back. I got your back. And did that lady lie? No, she didn't. She even had my back when she wasn't even working for the company. But you can try to hold on to something so bad and for so long, God will make it intolerable for you. He will make it that you start questioning yourself. He will make it that you will be uncomfortable every time that you're in this situation, in this building, in this job, in this situationship, or whatever endeavors you have. He will make you step away from it. So I get a little home health job, right? Get a home health job. I did it before. So I know about home health. Behind that boo-boo child, let me tell you, I was driving from Killeen to Manor. That is about an hour and a half away, depending on which route you go. I was driving from Killeen to Lago Vista, still an hour and a half. I would sometimes drive up to 2 hours for a 30-minute or less visits. So how did they get me? How did they, Brian, that don't even make no sense for you to be driving like that. They said that the pay would be the same, but the pay was not the same. So I decided, like, how in the world am I going to survive? My husband say, we'll be okay. Nah, brother, man, we not going to be okay. I am used to a certain lifestyle. Like, this ain't going to work for me. You may be okay. I'm not okay. I've been working since I was 16. Me sitting at home like this, I'm not feeling this, because I had decided to be the weekend person. Why did I do that? Because I hadn't did weekend. Well, I did weekends because I was having to do weekends. But in my mental, I had a Monday through Friday, even though it was a Sunday through Sunday. Let's just be realistic. So my husband said, well, we'll be okay. So after that, I sat at home for a little bit. Right? February 1st came, sat at home. Home health, did it. wasn't hitting right. But during all this, guess what's happening? People are getting sicker. So not only are the elderly dying, you have people that we call older adults, they're dying too. And we're like, oh, this thing, whatever this virus is, this flu, this cold is not playing with anybody. The next you know, that's when they said, oh no, it's actually COVID. At that time, I didn't realize. I said, wow, ain't this something? About a month after March is when it started really getting on the news, really picking up. You would see Governor Cuomo, he's sitting there asking for people to come and help New York. And, it's now a huge deal. And yeah, as I'm speaking, I'm getting chills because I said, Brienne, what if you didn't leave your position? Where would you be? Working all the way to the bone. Because people were like, whoa, I don't know what this is. This is killing people. So I'm not going to work today. So do you see what I'm trying to say? That God will have it where you thinking that the whole world is against you and he's only setting you up to keep you safe. He's only setting you up because at that time, that situation is not for you. And like I said earlier, he will make it so unmanageable. He will make it where you are discomfort. You are having ill elements. You will fall sick and you don't even know why you're sick. And then afterwards, whenever you leave whatever situation is, you're like, oh, okay, I understand now. But you will not ever understand at that time. It will always come up later. So again, that happened. I'm watching the news. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm eating my little snacks. Okay. Cuomo, he gets on the TV. He needs nurses. He needs nurses. I look at my husband. He look at me. When you've been with somebody for so long, automatically, it's like y'all have this telepathy. You know what the other one's thinking without even saying a word. So I look at him. He look at me. He make a face. I already know. Don't even ask. Couple of weeks later, we watched a couple of weeks later, we watched TV every day. He kept it on CNN. Hey, the man like Sports Center and CNN. So guess what? I'm watching Sports Center and CNN. So again, we sitting on the couch. I'm looking at the numbers just keep climbing. I look over him at him again, and I'm like, I said, I think it's the Lord is telling me I need to go to New York. I need to go help these people out in New York. He said, I knew you were going to ask, and the answer is no. I said, wow. Okay. Nah, that wasn't the end of that story. I kept bringing it up every day. Then I would get online, and I'm like, look, the next place is going to be in Louisiana. If I go ahead and get this education, because remember, I'm the little girl in the corner with the book, always thinking about ways of learning. I can come back and I can teach people in Texas how to deal with COVID. Come on. I'm giving him all these rationales, debating, great debater. That's what I'm doing. Finally, he says, okay, just if you really want to do it, you can do it. So then my friend, she sends me this link, and she's in Louisiana. She's like, hey, come with this company in Louisiana. It'll be good for you, to try it out. And I'm like, Louisiana, New Orleans. Okay, I'm going to get in where I can fit in. Fine. Boom. Because I wanted to go to New York, but I had no way of even knowing how to start to even go to New York. Let's just be realistic. I wanted to help, but I didn't know how to help. So she calls me and she was like, here, this information to the person, my recruiter. So I called a recruiter. Recruiter's like, yeah, you can come next week. Like, that's how bad. Could you come today? I was like, no. I need to get my house in order and things like that before I go. So I post on Facebook, hey, I am going to Louisiana to help out with COVID. My other homegirl, she calls me. Yep, I said homegirl because remember, I'm a human too. My homegirl calls me and she says, girl, I'm about to go to New York. So I'm like, Louisiana. I've been in Louisiana a lot of times. I ain't never been to New York. Never been to New York. That's why I wear my jacket proudly. Never been to New York. So she's like, this is how you do it. When I tell you guys, it was literally a lottery system. It took me 3 weeks for them to actually allow me to go. We had to call in, and when I did get it, it was 7 people, 7 phones. Yeah, it was a lottery system where it was so many people that was willing to help. Of course, they couldn't take everybody up there, but we were literally on 7 phones. And guess what? I got in with Crucial Staffing. And if you know about Crucial Staffing. Crucial sent thousands of first responders up there, for ENTs to paramedics to nurses to doctors to nurse practitioners. Yes, I was part of the Crucial crew. I really was. And I enjoyed every moment of it. So our first 2 weeks were Crucial. We had to work 21 days. 21 days. So you like first 2 weeks. The contract was 21 days straight, which is 3 weeks. But me being a sly fox, I actually got a break on day 15. I got sick. I didn't feel good. But the way the contract was 21 days straight. After your 21 days, then you can decide if you wanted to renew your contract, if you wanted to leave. So let's fast forward real quick. Day 2 of working in New York. What an experience. When I tell you, I felt amazing. I was like, okay, I know this charting system. The day was good. Great. They fed us breakfast, fed us lunch, and even sent us home with the meal. So me being me, I'm so anxious. I'm ready to help. They say, hey, we need somebody to bag and tag. I'm like, I got it. I'll help y'all can bag and tag. They said, okay. So I go and I put a toe tag on the person's toe. I put a tag on the bag. And the other tag, I think it was inside the bag. So it's total of 3 tags. Help them clean up, do postmortem care, all that good stuff. And I'm about to go get on my bus because my shift's over. I already gave a report. I even stayed and helped them do postmortem care on this patient. And they said, no, that's not it. You still have to take the patient downstairs to the morgue. Now, if you guys been watching the news, y'all saw that they had these huge trucks. Wow, I'm shaking thinking about it. They had these huge trucks where they were putting the bodies. News flags. I was there. It was real. Y'all know the tents they had set up in Central Park, the makeshift hospitals, where some of my colleagues were talking about finding bodies that were liquefied because the buildings were so old. Nobody was even in these buildings, and they had to open up these buildings to make hospitals. All this stuff was true. Did I think that I was going to experience that? I mean, I knew it was COVID. I knew people were dying. I have seen people die before. But that's why I was happy on day 2, because I'm like, my hospital hasn't had these horrific experiences that my colleagues had seen. So they say, you got to go downstairs. Downstairs? What? Okay, I'll go downstairs. So it was me. It was a brand new LVN young man and the CNA. The CNA was like, I'll go with y'all because y'all don't know what y'all doing. Okay, lead the way, sis, because I don't know what I'm doing. And he's brand new, so he don't know what he's doing. We don't know nothing about this hospital. So we get the patient, roll the patient in the elevator. We go down. I'm thinking we're going to the first floor. Why would I think that? But that's what I was thinking. Go down again. Go down again. What in the, where are we going? She's like, you'll see. So now I'm getting kind of weary because I don't seen scary movies before, you know, and I don't heard about New York. So I'm like, okay, now put your antennas up, Bri. You gotta be aware of your surroundings. Because I don't know where this girl taking me. And we got a dead body full of COVID right here. So we go down the elevator. Elevator doors open. When I say I kid you not, repeat. When I say I kid you not, it looked like a scene from Saw. So we go down the room, the lights is flickering, flick, 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 flick. And you like, what in the world? Where did this girl just take me to? With this dead body. I'm scared. COVID's real. The proof is right there. And you take me down to this room. Well, not room, this basement, this cemented place that I know nothing about. So I'm really scared. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like the toughest on the bus, but baby, I was scared. So I'm sitting here and you see people coming towards you, but then they notice what you're pushing. They start running, going the opposite direction. Nobody's trying to help us. And we're just pushing this body through this cemented, light flickering area. And I'm like, come on now, this is getting ridiculous. Are we going to be able to put this? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go home. Forget going to the Sheraton Times Square. That when you come out, you look down, you see Times Square. Forget all that. Forget the glitter. I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to go to Killeen, Texas. Get away from whatever I done signed up for. Then I'm thinking about how all the people told me that I was going to die. Right? Oh, you're going to New York. You're going to die. You should just come back and be a DON. We'll give you more money to come back. I mean, they was trying, honey. Trying. Even my family. We going to pray for you, but you don't know better. What you mean I don't know better? But neither here or there. We're pushing this body. And we come to a huge freezer. Now, at the time of us coming to this freezer, we are looking for what's supposed to be the person letting us in, the security guard. Security guard ain't nowhere to be found. But you see this huge, look like a meat locker. You're like, what in the world is this doing in the hospital in the basement? So I'm getting even scared. It was not a good feeling. But guess what? If you want to hear the rest of this story, you got to tune in for part 2 series, which is dropping next week to hear the end of this New York tale. All right, y'all. Bye. And don't forget to follow me on all socials at Nurse Bri Chronicles and my website at www.nursebrichronicles.com. See you soon for part 2.